Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm KT, and in today's video, we're going to talk about diets. A common question I get being in the health and fitness industry is, what kind of diet should I be on? What should I be eating? How do you feel about this one? How do you feel about that one? And while there is absolutely no one-size-all approach, it's going to take experimentation. It's going to take consulting with your physician. It's going to take understanding what your goals are, what your mentality is, and things like that. You can still manage to pick the right diet for you. So in today's video, I'm going to go over some of the more popular types of diets and give you some pros and cons on those so you can make a decision on what you think will be best for you. Let's get into it. First up, we have one of the most popular ones, and that's going to be the ketogenic, or keto for short, diet. Now, in this diet, you really focus on having moderate amounts of protein, very high levels of fat, and very low levels of carbohydrates. The purpose of this is because once your body is used to consuming a lot of fat, it enters a state of ketosis, which causes your body to use fat for fuel. It causes your body to use fat for fuel instead of using carbohydrates. So the pros of this is that this is pretty good for losing weight rapidly, specifically the body fat that you're trying to get rid of. The con to this, though, is because the body is so high in that fat level, it can cause your kidneys to overwork, and then also having a long-term permanent, because you want to have a diet that you can sustain for life, but being on a low-carb diet for a long time, one, isn't realistic, but two, it can also have its health concerns, low energy, low blood sugar, digestive issues, and things like that. So you really have to weigh your pros and cons with that one. Next up, we have the Paleo diet. And this diet you could think of as like prehistoric. So things that like your ancestors would eat is pretty much what you would eat. So things like meats and fish and fruits and vegetables and grains, stuff that you would literally find out in the wilderness. So things that are processed or things that are kind of made like dairy or other things like that you wouldn't consume in your diet, because that is not a natural what your prehistoric ancestors would be eating. So this is great because things like meat, fish, grains, fruits, and vegetables provide a lot of great health benefits to you. So a lot of good pros to this diet. And while studies don't really show too many cons to it, again, you are kind of missing out on that component of dairy, which provides you calcium. But of course, you can get calcium in other places. So besides that, to me, that diet sounds like a good diet to have. Now, of course, it's all about moderation. So yeah, while meat is a part of that diet, if you're consuming too much meat, then of course that could lead to body inflammation. It could lead to a greater risk of heart disease, depending on like the kinds of meat that you're consuming. So again, we're thinking natural meats and not so much those processed meats in this specific diet. Our next one, I'm actually going to lump these together. This is going to be our vegetarian and our vegan diet. So this is cutting out all animal products and vegan. And vegetarian, we can keep like eggs and we can keep cheese, but we're going to cut out all other sources of meat. Now, both of these have great benefits because of that boost to your heart health, lowering your risk of getting cancer and getting high blood pressure and having inflammation in your body. So these are all the pros associated with this kind of diet. Cons can be, one, it can be mentally challenging because it can be difficult to maintain that kind of diet in the society we live in that doesn't really gear us towards living a more vegetarian and vegan lifestyle. Two, try not to fall into the trap of processed things, because yes, you can be on a vegan diet, but you can also be eating things that are very high in saturated fat and sodium, which is still counterproductive to your health. So that can be an issue. And then the third thing is just that lack of nutrients, iron specifically, because again, a lot of animal products do provide us with that boost of iron and other vitamins and minerals that we might not necessarily get from plant products. But again, supplementation, you can always take a vitamin supplement to fulfill that need. But these are just some cons to consider when you're on this diet. And also, it can be difficult to hit your protein goals, a little more difficult when you're on a vegan or vegetarian diet, because you are missing that animal source, which is just pure protein, and in some cases pure lean protein, which is going to be even greater for you. Our next two I will also lump together because most people that are on this type of diet, it's due to an intolerance. That's going to be a gluten-free diet or a dairy-free diet. And again, this is because maybe that your gut health doesn't have the capacity to digest foods that do contain gluten, causing you to feel bloated and have inflammation and have like an autoimmune reaction to eating those foods. So eliminating those from your diet can improve your quality of life, the quality of your gut health, your ability to absorb nutrients from other foods and things of that nature. Same with lactose. A lot of people are lactose intolerant, so eating things like ice cream, dairy, and cheese, all that is going to cause stomach to bloat, feel gassy, uncomfortable, painful, and things like that. So while these aren't really health-related goals, they're more so about comfort goals. But these are two that are very popular out there. And then the last one I will cover, and I actually might do a whole separate video on this one day, but that's going to be intermittent fasting. So while this isn't a specific type of diet, it's a way of eating, but it can have a lot of benefits. Intermittent fasting is when you choose a certain hours to eat and then you choose certain hours to fast. Usually the fasted hours are longer than the eating hours. So benefits to this is regulating your appetite hormone. So the hormone that triggers being hungry along with the hormone that triggers being full. It's a great way to regulate those. And two, to improve your insulin sensitivity, because when you give your body time with not spiking your blood sugars, it allows those levels to balance out. That could then, in the future, throughout the day, improve your mood, improve the way that you interact with your workouts, improve the way that your body receives food when you do eat it. It's great for weight management as well. If you're someone who tends to snack at night or just snack all the time, giving yourself a really strict window on when I can eat and when I cannot is great, and also frees up that stress of having to decide what I can eat. Like, how much do I eat, weighing out stuff. You just know I eat between these windows. I can eat whatever I want in those windows, and I just eat outside. And then outside of that window, I don't eat anything else. So it's a lot easier for people to kind of regulate their eating doing that kind of fast. Some of the cons to this, though, is, again, being able to control and understand your hormone level. So if you're fasting, but then as soon as your window to eat occurs and you're like so hungry, so starving that you eat everything in sight and you eat stuff that's still not good for your health, it's not really doing you any justice. The way to use this diet to benefit you is to still have those well-balanced, complete meals during that fasted window. That is important because, yeah, you don't want to restrict your hours of eating to help your health, and then you just eat all the stuff that's detrimental to your health in the meantime. So the key here is to make sure that your meals are still well balanced and whole. Eat them in the window. Outside that window, don't consume anything else. Allow your body to come back to a natural state. In the comments below, though, let me know what kind of diets you have tried. Which ones do you feel like is your favorite? Which ones do you feel like are the worst type of diet you could possibly be on? Like, I would love to hear your opinions and thoughts on this. And that's all I have for this video. So I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy it, you know what to do. Yes, give me that thumbs up. I'll catch you in the next video. And as always, don't forget to crush it.